Right, let's take a look at Chapter 7, Packet Tracer Assignment. Okay, we see that there's a table which we will map IP addresses to interfaces. I have opened an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to copy the table that's in the packet tracer instruction and paste the table into Excel. Go ahead and open these fields a little bit. All right, let me take a look at the background. Okay, we've been asked to implement a new IP addressing scheme. All right, it says we're starting with a base address of 172.16.00/22. Okay, the first subnet has up to 400 hosts. So right away I see I'm going to have to do some subnetting, and it's probably going to be feasible to use the variable length subnet mask calculator. All right, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like at least 5 networks that will be used. Okay, let's count them. 1, imagine this is going to be 1. It's 3. See, 3 on the workspace. Okay, but I see 2 of the 5 are not to be implemented at this time. So we have to satisfy at least 3 usable networks, but we're going to plan for 5 in total. Okay, we're starting with 172.16.0.0 and /22. So this is our base network, and we have the subnet it. So the first subnet see, the first subnet has 400 hosts. The second subnet has 180 hosts. Third subnet, is 40 hosts. Fourth subnet, 18 hosts. fifth subnet is a point-to-point. On a point-to-point situation, there are going to be two hosts. Okay, and sixth subnet be a point-to-point, and seventh subnet point-to-point. Earlier I mentioned we planned for 5, but let's go ahead and plan for 7 subnets. But we're cognizant that 4 of them will not be used at this point. That second subnet, fourth subnet, sixth and seventh subnet. 6 is going to be a point-to-point, so we need an additional row. So here's the 7th subnet, and it's going to be point-to-point, so 2 hosts. I'm going to sort these by name. All right, I'm going to click the Submit button. Okay. And here is the new subnet scheme. Okay, again, the base network is 172.16.0.0, and it's a /22. The default for this 172 is the Class B, so the default subnet mask would be a /16. But because it's a /22, that means that we are given a subnet. So we, in essence, are going to subnet the subnet that we were given. Okay, and this is the result of our subnetting of the subnet. All right, interface IP addresses. It says for the server, configure the second highest usable IP address on the ISP LAN subnet. Okay, which is the ISP LAN subnet? Looks like it's going to be the 3rd subnet. So the existing ISP LAN up to 40 hosts. And we'll go back to our subnet result. Is the 3rd subnet. So we're going to assign the second highest usable IP address. Okay, let's see. Here's the assignable range. So what would be the second highest? Okay, the highest is .62. So the second highest usable would be .61. Let's go ahead and complete this chart. So the server IP address is 172.16.3.61, and the subnet mask is here. 255.255.255.192. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and actually configure the server IP address. And the device is not powered on. So none of the devices are properly powered on. So All right, pressing the power button. Okay, it's now powered on. Okay, I need to assign the IP address. The same IP address we put on the spreadsheet. And the appropriate subnet mask for the network. And I need to turn on the interface. Okay, for R1, we're going to assign the highest usable IP address on the ISP LAN to F0/0 interface. Okay, it's the highest usable. Again, this is the ISP LAN subnet, and this is the highest usable. Okay. Let's complete the table. R1 F0/0 172.16.3.62, the appropriate subnet mask. And we'll go ahead and configure the interface for R1, and that's F0/0. Okay, the IP address 172.16.3.62, and the appropriate subnet mask. Again, it's going to be the same as the other devices on this particular subnet. And note that the server is connected to R1. So R1 is going to be the default gateway for the server. So we should go ahead and plug in the default gateway of the server. It's going to be this IP address. All right, let's go back to the server and configure the default gateway address. Okay. Let's just do a connectivity test. Make sure we have connectivity with the server or with the default gateway. We do. It's good.